Potential energy is defined as the energy possessed by an object due to its position with respect to the surface of the earth or due to its shape and configuration. तो जो पोजीशन विद रिस्पेक्ट टू सरफेस ऑफ द अर्थ होती है पोटेंशियल एनर्जी, उसको हम कहते हैं ग्रेविटेशनल पोटेंशियल एनर्जी, और यही हम 9th क्लास के सिलेबस में डिस्कस करेंगे. जो शेप एंड कॉन्फ़िगरेशन की वजह से आती है एनर्जी, उसको हम कहते हैं इलास्टिक पोटेंशियल एनर्जी. दिस वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू डिस्कस इन क्लास 9th. दिस यू विल डिस्कस इन डिटेल इन क्लास 11th. इलास्टिक पोटेंशियल एनर्जी इज एनर्जी विच इज रेफर्ड टू द पोटेंशियल एनर्जी विच इज देयर इन स्प्रिंग्स एंड स्ट्रेच्ड स्ट्रिंग्स जैसे रबर बैंड वगैरह, उनमें आती है ड्यू टू द फोर्स अप्लाइड एंड द डिस्प्लेसमेंट दैट टेक्स प्लेस देयर. Anyways, we are going to talk about gravitational potential energy here. There is a mass m lying on the surface. It is raised to a height h. Okay, and for doing that, we will be applying some force in the upward direction against gravity. Alright, so the work done by this force will be F S cos theta, where theta here is the angle between the force and the displacement, which is also taking place in the upward direction since the object has been raised. Alright, so theta here is 0 degree since force and displacement are in the same direction. So I can write work done simply as F into S. Now if I talk about the force which is lifting the object up, it has to be at least equal to the weight of the object. उससे ज़्यादा होगी तब भी लिफ्टिंग हो जाएगी, बट एटलीस्ट mg फोर्स तो होनी ही चाहिए so that it can be lifted up, times the displacement. The displacement here is height h. So the work done in lifting the object of mass m to a height h is m into g into h. Now this work done is stored as potential energy in the system. This work done is stored as potential energy, and hence we write the formula for potential energy as mgh. M is the mass of the object, g is the acceleration due to gravity, and h is the height to which the object has been raised. Now this formula is independent of the path that you have followed. It only depends on the net height gained by the object.
Okay, so we had derived an expression for potential energy. That potential energy is m into g into h. M is the mass of the object, g is acceleration to gravity, and h is the height to which it has been raised. So numericals based on this formula can be that out of these four, potential energy, m, g and h, any three would be given to you, fourth is to be calculated. Like in the first case, mass of 4 kg is raised to a height of 12 meter and you have to find its potential energy. Okay, and potential energy, so we simply substitute in this formula for potential energy. M is 4 kg, g is 10 meter per second square. Since it was not given in the question, so we have taken it 10, and h is 12 meter given in the question. So that gives me potential energy as 480 joules. Similarly, in another question, object has potential energy 1200 joule. This time potential energy of the object is given. You have to find the height to which it has been raised if the mass of the object is 9 kg. Okay, so again simply substituting in the formula, we get height as 13.3 meters. So अगर 9 kg mass को 13.3 मीटर पे raise करेंगे तो potential energy होगी 1200 joules. So here two objects with masses m and 2m are given and they have been raised to heights 3h and h respectively. Find the ratio of their potential energies. So we simply write them in the form of ratio, potential energy of 1 to potential energy of 2. फॉर्मूला में हमने सब्स्टिट्यूट करी वैल्यूज. mgh होता है फॉर्मूला, m इस ऑब्जेक्ट का मास m ही गिवन था क्वेश्चन में, g एज इट इज हमने लिख दिया, और हाइट यहाँ पे 3h गिवन है फर्स्ट मास की, तो हमने हाइट की जगह 3h डाल दिया, वेरिएबल फॉर्म में गिवन है वैल्यूज. सिमिलरली पोटेंशियल एनर्जी ऑफ द सेकंड ऑब्जेक्ट, 2m मास गिवन है उसका क्वेश्चन में, यू कैन क्लियरली सी है, g एज इट इज, और हाइट क्वेश्चन में गिवन है उसकी h. तो हमने सब्स्टिट्यूट किया, जो कॉमन टर्म्स थी वो कैंसिल हो गई एंड वी गेट द रेशियो फॉर पोटेंशियल एनर्जी ऑफ 1 टू पोटेंशियल एनर्जी ऑफ 2 एज 3/2. Okay, so in another question where the total height gained is not given directly in the question, that a person of mass 40 kg climbs up a staircase of 20 steps and each step is 10 centimeter high. You have to find the work done and the potential energy gained by the person. So जब staircase का situation दिया हुआ है, आपको हर step की height given है और number of steps given है. So you have to first calculate the total height. How will you do that? You will multiply the number of steps with the height of each step. तो 10 स्टेप्स हैं, 20 स्टेप्स हैं और हर एक की हाइट 10 सेंटीमीटर है, तो टोटल हाइट विल बी 200 सेंटीमीटर और 2 मीटर्स. and then putting in the formula for potential energy or work done, which are equal. mgh, m is 40, g is 10, and h is 2, that we just calculated total height of the staircase, and putting the values we get work done, which is also the potential energy gained, is 800 joules. So if we change the values, the process of the calculation still remains the same. Person of mass 45 kg this time climbs up a staircase of 20 steps, each step 11 centimeter high. So you have to find the work done and potential energy gained. Same steps we are going to follow. Total height पहले निकालेंगे हम, number of steps into हर step की height को multiply करेंगे, that comes out to be 220 centimeter, and converting it into meters, it is 2.2 meters. Potential energy or work done are m into g into h. Putting the values, we get 990 joules. This is the work done also and the potential energy gained also.
Kinetic energy is defined as the energy possessed by an object due to its motion. Now suppose there is a mass m and it is moving with a velocity u. We apply some force, external force F, and now suppose the velocity of the object changes to v. And during this time, this change has taken place. Suppose the displacement of the object is s. Now if we calculate the work done by this force F, how do we write the work done? The formula is for work done is F s cos theta. F is this applied force, s is the displacement that has taken place, and theta is the angle between the force and the displacement. Now looking at the situation, it is evident theta here again is 0 degree. Force पीछे direction में लग रही है, displacement भी इधर ही हो रही है, so theta is 0. So work done is simply F into S. Now if I substitute F as ma, how? This is by using Newton's second law. So using Newton's second law, I am substituting here in work done F as ma, so the formula becomes m into a into s. Now since I don't have the data for acceleration as well as displacement, suppose I am only given the mass in the initial and the final velocities, what I can do here is I will substitute this a into s from third equation of motion. What is the third equation of motion? V square minus u square is 2as. So I will substitute 2as as v square minus u square upon 2. So I will substitute this here. So what does the formula for work done become? It becomes m times a into s, which is this v square minus u square upon 2. Now I will break this fraction into two parts and I will rewrite this formula as m times v square by 2 minus u square by 2. If I take this m inside the brackets, it becomes mv square half minus mu square half. So you can clearly see here work done is a difference of two similar quantities, half mass velocity square, half mass velocity square. This is final velocity square, this is initial velocity square. Now this term, half into mass into velocity square, is defined as kinetic energy. Let us come to that equation. In this case, if u would have been 0, अगर ये ऑब्जेक्ट इनिशियली रेस्ट पे होता, हमने क्या कंसिडर किया था कि ऑब्जेक्ट इनिशियली u वेलोसिटी से चल रहा है. अगर ये ऑब्जेक्ट इनिशियली रेस्ट पे होता तो वर्क डन बाय दिस अप्लाइड फोर्स कितना रह जाता? वर्क डन बाय द अप्लाइड फोर्स वुड हैव सिंपली बीन हाफ mv square, and we call this half mv square as the kinetic energy. Here we are defining kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is defined as half times mass of the object times velocity square of the object. अब अगर इस इक्वेशन में if I am writing the final velocity here, I can write it as the final kinetic energy. I am writing an f in the subscript minus half mu square. Initial velocity आ रही है यहाँ पे, so I am writing this as initial kinetic energy. So work done is simply the change in kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is the energy possessed by an object due to its motion, and we have defined it as half mass into velocity square. So this is known as the work energy theorem. whatever work is done in this case is equal to the change in kinetic energy. Now we shall be solving some simple numericals on kinetic energy. It says if velocity of a 12 kg mass is 4 meter per second, calculate its kinetic energy. So we'll simply write the formula for kinetic energy as half mv square. Kinetic energy is to be calculated half as it is. M is given 12 in the question and v square will be 4 square. So this 12 cancels with this 2 and I am left with 6 into 16, which comes out to be 96 joules. Next is, if velocity of a mass doubles, how will the kinetic energy change? So kinetic energy initial I can write as half mv square. For the new kinetic energy, the mass doubles, so I am writing it as 2mv square. So this 2 will be outside and in the bracket I can write as half mv square only. So you can clearly see here half mv square was the initial energy and there is a 2 factor here. So new kinetic energy is simply twice the original kinetic energy. You are not going to cancel these two values just because with keeping this 2 here I can clearly see that it is twice the original energy. So the original energy है ना हाफ mv स्क्वायर, उसको हम ब्रैकेट में एज इट इज रखेंगे, जो भी फैक्टर है हम उसको अलग से रख रहे हैं ताकि हमें क्लियरली दिख जाए कितने टाइम्स हो गई है ओरिजिनल एनर्जी. ओके,
So object is of 20 kg and it is moving at 4 meter per second. How will its kinetic energy change if the velocity is halved? Okay, so kinetic energy का formula is half mv square and we know if in this formula velocity की जगह हम v by 2 डालेंगे, so it will become 1 by 4 times the initial value. Okay, so kinetic energy 2 will be 1 by 4 times ke1. v by 2 whole square था तो 4 है denominator में, it moves out and we are left with 1 by 4 times initial kinetic energy. So you can leave the answer here that new kinetic energy is 1 by 4 times the initial value, or you can show the numerical part by calculating कि initial kinetic energy इतनी है 160 by putting the values of mass and velocity as 20 and 4 respectively, and then calculating ke1 as 160 joules and ke2 as 40. ओके, यहाँ पे अगर आपको 1 by 4 वाली चीज़ नहीं भी पता तो आप वेलोसिटी को हाफ डाल के दोबारा कैलकुलेट अगर करते पूरा वही स्टेप्स तो आंसर 40 जूल ही आ जाता. ओके, इफ आई वुड हैव डन हाफ इंटू 20 इंटू 2 स्क्वायर क्योंकि वेलोसिटी हाफ की है, so that will give me 40 joules answer. So first is that a car is moving at 36 km per hour, brakes are applied and it comes to rest. You have to find the work done by the brakes applied और mass of the car आपको given है 1500 kg. तो इसमें क्या है, इनिशियल वेलोसिटी आपको u 36 km per hour गिवन है, उसको हम पहले कन्वर्ट करेंगे मीटर पर सेकेंड में. हाउ डू वी डू दैट, वी मल्टीप्लाई इट विथ 5/18 सो दैट बिकम्स 10 मीटर पर सेकेंड. देन वर्क डन का फॉर्मूला में वैल्यूज डालेंगे हम, v हम 0 ले रहे हैं क्योंकि दी कार अल्टीमेटली कम्स टू रेस्ट आफ्टर द एप्लीकेशन ऑफ ब्रेक्स. सो दैट बिकम्स हाफ, m की जगह 1500 डाला, v स्क्वायर 0 स्क्वायर, u स्क्वायर 10 स्क्वायर, 10 मीटर पर सेकेंड वी कन्वर्टेड and it comes out to be minus 75,000 joules. Negative here is indicating that the work done by the brakes is opposite to the direction of motion of the car. The next is, here the car is moving at 40 km per hour, it speeds up to 50 km per hour. You have to find the work done if the mass of the car is 1000 kg. तो फिर से वही है, u v given है आपको 40 and 50 respectively, converting them into meter per second by multiplying by 5/18. That gives me 100 by 9 and 125 by 9 meter per second. I am not converting them into decimal here क्योंकि ये नॉन टर्मिनेटिंग डेसिमल्स आएंगे और उनको फिर आगे स्क्वायर वाले फॉर्मूला में डालना और कैलकुलेट करना थोड़ा सा ट्रिकी हो सकता है. सो जस्ट अवॉइडिंग दैट पार्ट ऑफ द कैलकुलेशन, आई एम कीपिंग देम एज इट इज, सेम डिनोमिनेटर रखते हुए. यहाँ पे हम आराम से कैलकुलेट कर पाएंगे यूजिंग द आइडेंटिटी a स्क्वायर माइनस b स्क्वायर. सो पुटिंग द वैल्यूज हाफ m 1000, v स्क्वायर 125 by 9 का होल स्क्वायर, u square 100 by 9 का whole square, and then using the identity a plus b, a minus b, 125 by 9 plus 100 by 9, that becomes 225 by 9, so I have substituted that here, and 125 by 9 minus 100 by 9, that is 25 by 9. So calculating this further, it gives me the answer 34,500 joules. Okay. Okay, so this is an example from your NCERT, example 11.4 on page 151. It says that a car is moving at 30 km per hour. It increases its speed to 60 km per hour. And the mass of the car is given 1500 kg. You have to find the work done. सो वर्क डन के फॉर्मूला में हमें वैल्यूज डालनी है, बट उससे पहले हमने इनको मीटर पर सेकंड में चेंज करना है बाय मल्टीप्लाइंग देम विथ 5/18. सो अगेन दे आर कमिंग आउट एज अ नॉन टर्मिनेटिंग डेसिमल, सो आई लीव इट इन फ्रैक्शन फॉर्म ओनली. 25/3 is u and v is 50/3. Now putting the values in the formula, half mv square मतलब 50/3 whole square minus half mu square 25/3 whole square, and using the identity a square minus b square is a plus b, a minus b. I have substituted the values. 50/3 plus 25/3 वो बना 75/3. 50/3 minus 25/3 identity लगानी है ना, it becomes 25/3. So this I have cancelled 750 और यहाँ पे 75/3 into 25/3. Calculating further, I get the final output as 156,250 joules. Okay, 1,56,250 joules. That is the work done by the engine of the car to increase the speed from 30 km per hour to 60 km per hour. So using W is half mv square minus u square, half 20 into 2 square minus 5 square, we get the final answer as minus 210 joules. Negative indicates work is done by a force which is opposite to the displacement. So this is question number 4, page 158 from the NCERT back exercise. Initial velocity is given 5 meter per second, final velocity is 2 meter per second, and the mass of the object is 20 kg. A force has been applied on this mass which has changed the velocity from 5 to 2. So you have to calculate the work done. Putting the formula. So two masses, m1 and m2, they are moving with velocities v1, v2. You have to find the ratio of their kinetic energy. Their momentum is equal. It is given that they have equal momenta. Okay, so kinetic energy का relation momentum के साथ ये है p square by 2m. Now it is given p1 and p2, मतलब दोनों का मोमेंटा इज इक्वल. ठीक है, तो काइनेटिक एनर्जी 1 इज p1 स्क्वायर बाय 2m1 और काइनेटिक एनर्जी 2 इज p2 स्क्वायर अपॉन 2m2. p1 p2 तो आपस में इक्वल हैं, तो व्हेन आई डिवाइड these two equations, p1 and p2 square get cancelled and the twice which is a constant also gets cancelled, and I am only left with the ratio of their masses. मतलब ke1 by ke2 will be m2 by m1. Okay. A light object and a heavy object have same kinetic energy. Find the ratio of their momenta and you have to also tell which has greater momenta. तो हमने स्टार्ट किया काइनेटिक एनर्जी इक्वल रखकर लाइट ऑब्जेक्ट और हैवी ऑब्जेक्ट की. काइनेटिक एनर्जी और मोमेंटम का रिलेशन लिखा हमने p स्क्वायर बाय 2m. काइनेटिक एनर्जी फॉर द लाइटर ऑब्जेक्ट में लाइटर की वैल्यूज डाल दी, मोमेंटम और मास की. काइनेटिक एनर्जी ऑफ हैवियर में हैवी की वैल्यूज डाल दी और इन दोनों इक्वेशंस को अब हमने डिवाइड किया. जब डिवाइड किया तो काइनेटिक एनर्जीज तो सेम गिवन है क्वेश्चन में, तो दे गेट कैंसल्ड, इट बिकम्स 1. और जो राइट हैंड साइड है वहां पे ये दो फ्रैक्शंस हैं जो डिवाइड हो रही हैं, तो ये रिवर्स होके मल्टीप्लाई होगी. फ्रैक्शन डिवाइडेड बाय फ्रैक्शन, ये फ्रैक्शन रेसिप्रोकल होकर यहाँ मल्टीप्लाई हो जाएगी. सो दिस इज व्हाट वी गेट, ट्वाइस गेट कैंसल्ड एंड मोमेंटम को हमने एक तरफ रखा है और मासेस को हम दूसरी साइड लेके गए. सो दिस इज व्हाट वी गेट, पी लाइट स्क्वायर डिवाइडेड बाय पी हैवी स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू ml बाय mh. मोमेंटा का रेशियो निकालना है तो स्क्वायर रूट करना पड़ेगा इक्वेशन लाने के लिए, ये रहा स्क्वायर रूट. और यहाँ पे आप राइट हैंड साइड को देख के बता सकते हो कि न्यूमरेटर छोटा है और डिनोमिनेटर बड़ा है ना. मास ऑफ लाइटर तो कम ही होगा ऑब्वियसली मास ऑफ हेवियर से, तो इसका मतलब यहाँ पे भी न्यूमरेटर छोटा होगा और डिनोमिनेटर बड़ा होगा, तो लाइटर ऑब्जेक्ट हैज ग्रेटर मोमेंटा. So law of conservation of energy, energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, it can only change from one form to another. मतलब कहने का ये है कि टोटल एनर्जी ऑफ अ सिस्टम इज कंजर्व्ड या फिर कांस्टेंट. सिस्टम और यूनिवर्स यू कैन से, टोटल एनर्जी ऑफ द यूनिवर्स इज कंजर्व्ड. मैकेनिकल एनर्जी जो टर्म हम यूज करेंगे अभी आने वाले टॉपिक्स में, दैट इज मेंट एज द सम ऑफ पोटेंशियल एंड काइनेटिक एनर्जी. ओके, सो वी आर नाउ डिस्कसिंग एग्जांपल्स ऑफ कंजर्वेशन ऑफ एनर्जी. वन इज इलेक्ट्रिक बल्ब. इलेक्ट्रिक बल्ब में क्या हो रहा है, इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी इज बीइंग कन्वर्टेड इनटू हीट एंड लाइट एनर्जी. Energy conversions in a hydropower plant. Water is stored in a reservoir in the dam at a height, so that is potential energy of water. That is converted into kinetic energy when the water is allowed to fall from a height. This kinetic energy of water is converted into kinetic energy of turbine, which starts rotating and hence generates electricity. So finally converted into electrical energy. Similarly, in a thermal power plant, water is heated to produce steam here to make the turbine move. So chemical energy of the fuel, it is converted into heat energy. This heat energy produces steam, so converted into kinetic energy of steam. This steam is made to fall on a turbine which starts rotating, so kinetic energy of turbine, and finally the rotating turbine produces electrical energy. So these are the energy conversions that take place in a hydropower plant and thermal power plant. So here we have proved that when an object is allowed to freely fall from a height h, total energy throughout the fall is conserved, it is constant. Okay, like at the starting point when the object is at rest, it is at a height h, we are labeling that point as a. Total energy या total mechanical energy कह लें is the sum of potential and kinetic. Kinetic तो zero है, so only potential energy is there, so we have simply written total energy at A is mgh. Then coming to point B, somewhere in between through its fall, when it is at a height x from the ground and it has covered h minus x, तो h minus x displace हो चुका है और x है height जिस पे वो अभी है at point B. So total energy at point B will be potential and kinetic का sum. mgx will be the potential energy this time and half mvb square is the kinetic energy. vb यहाँ पे क्या बता रहा है कि we are talking about the velocity at B. So vb square निकालने के लिए we have used the equation v square minus u square is 2as. v square is vb square जो हम ढूंढ रहे हैं कि point B पे velocity कितनी है. u square 0 है, it has been dropped. 2 as it is, a की जगह आ गया g और डिस्प्लेस कितना हुआ है ऑब्जेक्ट h माइनस x डिस्प्लेस हुआ है. ठीक है, सो पुटिंग द वैल्यूज इन दिस इक्वेशन फॉर टोटल एनर्जी, हमने v स्क्वायर की वैल्यू डाली यहाँ हाफ एम वी स्क्वायर में एंड वी गेट टोटल एनर्जी एट b एज mgh. देन लास्ट पॉइंट एट c, जब ऑब्जेक्ट अपना पूरा हाइट फॉल कर चुका है, ठीक है, तो पोटेंशियल एनर्जी जीरो हो गई, सारी हाइट लूज कर चुका है ऑब्जेक्ट. सो पोटेंशियल आई हैव पुट हैज जीरो एंड काइनेटिक विल बी हाफ एम वी सी स्क्वायर. अब वी सी स्क्वायर कैलकुलेट करने के लिए क्या करना है, वी स्क्वायर माइनस यू स्क्वायर 2as, वी सी स्क्वायर ढूंढना है, यू स्क्वायर 0 है, 2 एज इट इज, ए की जगह आ गया g और डिस्प्लेस कितना हुआ ऑब्जेक्ट, जब पॉइंट सी पे आ गया तो सारा हाइट है डिस्प्लेसमेंट, तो 2gh. ओके, अब टोटल एनर्जी इज ओनली काइनेटिक, हाफ एम वी सी स्क्वायर में हमने वैल्यू पुट करी है वी स्क्वायर की 2gh एंड वी गेट टोटल एनर्जी एज mgh. सो वी हैव प्रूव्ड थ्रू आउट द फॉल ए पे भी एनर्जी mgh थी, पॉइंट बी पे भी एनर्जी mgh है और सी पॉइंट पे भी टोटल एनर्जी इज mgh. ड्यूरिंग फ्री फॉल द टोटल एनर्जी ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट रिमेन्स कंजर्व्ड. जो स्टार्टिंग में पोटेंशियल थी वो ग्रेजुअली काइनेटिक में कन्वर्ट हुई है और फाइनली काइनेटिक भी जीरो हो जाएगी और ये एनर्जी सारी साउंड हीट में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगी. Okay, so in case of a simple pendulum also, energy conversion and conservations can be seen. At the mean position, when the pendulum is initially at rest, we'll displace it to a height h, this is the extreme position, and we'll release it from here. Now at this height h, potential energy will have its maximum value and that is also the total energy. Kinetic energy here is 0 क्योंकि object rest पे है, हमने उसको यहाँ से displace करके यहाँ तक लाए हैं. Now total energy as I said is potential which is having its maximum value, kinetic is 0. ठीक है, now when we release this pendulum bob, it will move towards the mean position due to gravity and during this movement it will have potential energy as well as kinetic energy. Potential energy भी है, height lose कर रहा है ये धीरे धीरे, और kinetic भी है because it is moving. When it reaches the mean position, it will have the maximum value of kinetic energy and the potential energy here will be 0. क्योंकि हाइट जो गेन करी थी वो सारी इसने यहाँ पे लूज कर दी है. नाउ इट विल नॉट स्टॉप हेयर, इट विल क्रॉस द मीन पोजीशन ड्यू टू द गेन्ड मोमेंटम. सो व्हेन इट क्रॉसेस द मीन पोजीशन, जहां पे काइनेटिक एनर्जी मैक्सिमम थी और पोटेंशियल 0 थी, अब धीरे धीरे पोटेंशियल फिर से बढ़ रही है और काइनेटिक 0 हो जाएगी. एट द अदर एक्सट्रीम द पोटेंशियल एनर्जी विल बिकम मैक्सिमम, इट विल राइज टू द सेम हाइट आइडियली एंड द काइनेटिक एनर्जी हियर विल बिकम 0. And again now the pendulum bob will start moving due to gravity back to the mean position and this will continue till the time the pendulum is oscillating. You can see the energy is also oscillating. Energy initially potential थी, potential plus kinetic हुई, सिर्फ kinetic हो गई, फिर से potential plus kinetic हो गई, सिर्फ potential हो गई, and this is continuing. So this is showing energy, total energy is the same, it is only transforming between potential and kinetic throughout the movement. एक्सट्रीम्स पे सिर्फ पोटेंशियल है और मीन पे सिर्फ काइनेटिक है और इंटरमीडिएट पोजीशंस में दोनों है, पोटेंशियल प्लस काइनेटिक. So power is defined as energy upon time or work done per unit time, and hence the units are defined as either we call it joule per second or it is better known as watt. ठीक है, सिंबल उसका है कैपिटल W. और हमने 1 watt कैसे डिफाइन किया था? When 1 joule of work is done in 1 second या 1 joule energy is dissipated in 1 second, we say that the power is 1 watt. That is the SI unit of power. So in the first case, a lamp is consuming 60 joules in 1 second. You have to find its power. Power will be simply work upon time or energy upon time. So 60 by 1, 60 watt. On the other hand, if a device is consuming 1000 joules in 5 seconds, अब power क्या होगी? Energy upon time ही होता है या work upon time. So 1000 by 5, 200 watt. So this is example 11.7 from your NCERT. It says two girls, they have the same weight, 400 Newton, and they are climbing the same height 8 meters, but girl A is accomplishing the task in 20 seconds and girl B is doing the same task in 50 seconds. You have to compare their powers. आपको power calculate करनी है दोनों cases में. So in the first case, power is work done upon time. Work यहाँ पे क्या होगा? क्योंकि height gain हुई है तो mgh होगा work done. So mgh upon t, putting the values, mgh is 400 into 8 and time is given 20 seconds, so it comes out to be 160 watt. सेकेंड केस, गर्ल इज डूइंग द सेम वर्क, mgh सेम है दोनों के लिए, t डिफरेंट है, t इस बार 50 है, तो जिसने ज्यादा टाइम लिया, जिसका डिनोमिनेटर बड़ा है, उसका वैल्यू ऑफ पावर विल बी लेस. ओके, सो दैट कम्स आउट टू बी 64 watt. So girl A is consuming more power as compared to girl B. Okay, so in this question, example 11.8 from your NCERT, mass of the boy is 50 kg. He is climbing up a staircase of 45 steps in 9 seconds. And it is given that each step is 15 centimeter high. So हमें पावर कैलकुलेट करनी है तो पहले टोटल वर्क डन निकालना पड़ेगा इस हाइट को कवर करने का. हाइट के लिए हमने नंबर ऑफ स्टेप्स इनटू हाइट ऑफ ईच स्टेप किया, दैट वाज 45 इंटू 15 सेंटीमीटर, तो दैट कम्स आउट टू बी 675 सेंटीमीटर, और वी कैन राइट इट एज 6.75 meters. नाउ कमिंग टू द कैलकुलेशन ऑफ पावर. पावर इज वर्क अपॉन टाइम, वर्क इज mgh. जब भी हाइट गेन की बात होगी वर्क डन mgh होता है. सो mgh by t, पुटिंग द वैल्यूज हियर एंड सॉल्विंग, वी गेट द पावर एक्सपेंडेड बाय द बॉय इज 375 watt. So you will be calculating the work done, potential energy gained, and power expended by a person of mass 60 kg if he climbs up a staircase of 40 steps in 11 seconds. You have been given each step is 12 centimeter high. Okay, so total height पहले हमने निकाली, number of steps into height of each step, so that is 40 into 12, 480 centimeter or 4.8 meters. So by calculating total height as 4.8 meter, we have calculated the work done using the formula mgh. So putting the values, it comes out to be 2880 joules. This is same as the potential energy gained also, which is also 880 joules. And power then is calculated as work upon time. Work जो अभी हमने ऊपर calculate किया है divided by time, which is given in the question as 11 seconds. So calculating, we get 261.8 watt. Okay, so these three parts of the question have been answered. Work done and potential energy are the same, but it is important to mention that the answer is coming same here. Don't skip that step कि potential energy तो work done ही है, तो वो लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है. नहीं, आपको बताना जरूर पड़ेगा, because question is asking you 3 parts. You have to answer all the 3 parts. A force of 4 kg is applied on a mass for 5 seconds. Velocity changes from 10 meter per second to 20 meter per second. You have to find the power required. So for that we use the formula for work done first, half mv square minus u square. Values put करी हमने. m is 4, v is 20 and u is 10. 10 से 20 हुई है ना speed. So putting the values, we get work done as 600 joules. Now power is to be calculated. Work upon time, 600 by 5, that comes out to be 120 watt. Alright, so we are defining commercial unit of energy because the energy that is consumed in households and industries and other commercial establishments, they are expressed in these bigger units of energy. ठीक है, बिल कैलकुलेशन, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल को कैलकुलेट करने के लिए हमें ये चाहिए होता है. एंड हाउ डू वी डू दी derivation for this? We are writing energy as power into time. Power का bigger unit लिया हमने किलोवाट, टाइम का बिगर यूनिट लिया हमने आर, ओके, एंड 1 किलोवाट आवर is hence the commercial unit of energy. We also call it 1 unit, okay, and we are here converting it into SI unit. How do we convert? किलोवाट को हम 1000 watt लिख रहे हैं, R को हम 3600 seconds लिख रहे हैं. When we combine this, it becomes 3.6 into 10 to the power 6 joules. Watt into second becomes joules. So 1 kilowatt hour is 3.6 into 10 to the power 6 joules. And this is the relation between the commercial unit of energy and the SI unit of energy. किलोवाट आवर और जूल्स के बीच का रिलेशन है ये. Now we'll be using this kilowatt hour for the bill calculations of electricity. Okay, so this was example 11.9 from your NCERT. It says that a power of 60 watt bulb is having a power of 60 watt. It is used for 6 hours per day. You have to calculate the energy consumed by it per day in units. Okay, units मतलब किलोवाट आवर में निकालनी है आपको. So energy is power into time. Power is 60. Time is 6 hours per day. So that comes out to be 360 watt hour. उसको हमने किलोवाट आवर में convert किया because that is what has been asked in the question. And we divided by 1000. So that becomes 0.36 kilowatt hour or 0.36 units being consumed in one day by this bulb. So work done हम निकालेंगे mgh से 20 into 10 into 4, that comes out to be 800 joules. और उसी को जब हम पावर कैलकुलेशन में यूज करेंगे, वर्क अपॉन टाइम 800 by 10, 80 watt is the power that has been consumed by the person. Okay, so person is carrying a load of 20 kg and climbs up 4 meters in 10 seconds. You have to calculate work done and power. Okay, water is falling on the blades of a turbine at the rate of 800 kg per minute. Height of the fall is 50 meter and you have to calculate the power given to the turbine. So यहाँ पे mass per unit time given है, तो हम straight away power के formula में डालेंगे work upon time में mgh upon t. m by t वाली value जो है वो आपको given है question में, mass per unit time 800 kg per minute. तो इसको 800 upon 60 किया हमने, seconds में convert किया minute को, and g is 10, h is 50, and calculating we get 6666.6 watt. Okay, so two boys 50 kg and 60 kg respectively, they are climbing up through 10 meters. The first boy takes 20 seconds and the second boy is taking 40 seconds. You have to find the difference in the power expended by both. So दोनों केसेस में हम पहले वर्क डन कैलकुलेट करेंगे. फर्स्ट केस में वर्क डन m इंटू जी इंटू एच किया हमने. m is 50, g is 10, h is given 10 meters, so that comes out to be 5000. सेकेंड केस में mgh जब करेंगे, m is 60, g is 10, h is 10, so that comes out to be 6000 joules. So power will be work upon time. First case में time was 20 seconds, so 5000 by 20, 250 watt. Second case में time was 40 seconds, so 6000 by 40, that is 150 watt. और difference निकालना था आपको power में, that will be 250 minus 150, 100 watt. Okay, so this is a simple substitution question for kinetic energy, the previous one, which says kinetic energy of a 20 kg mass is 40 joules. You have to calculate the speed. So we simply wrote the formula. Ke is half mv square and 40 is equal to half 20 into v square. V came out to be root 4 or 2 meter per second. Now in another question. Okay, so this is question number 14 from your back exercise. Power of the heater is given as 1500 watt. It is being used for 10 hours. You have to find the energy consumed. So energy is power into time. Power is 1500 watt, time 10 hours. So 15,000 watt hours या फिर 15 kilowatt hour is the energy consumed. This was question number 20 from the back exercise, which says there are 4 devices of 500 watt each and they are used for 10 hours. You have to find the energy consumed by them. So energy consumed is power into time. So और 4 devices हैं, तो हमने into 4 कर दिया बस formula को. Putting the values, we get 20 kilowatt hour as the total consumption. Then in question number 9, you have been given that a household consumes 250 units of energy in 1 month. You have to calculate this energy in joules. So we just had to convert this 250 units या फिर 250 kilowatt hour into joules, and this is the conversion formula that we used. 1 unit is 3.6 into 10 to the power 6 joules. So 250 units कितने होंगे? 250 into 3.6 into 10 to the power 6. So that comes out to be 9 into 10 to the power 8 joules. Okay. Okay, so you have to calculate the electricity bill for one day for the following devices. The devices were one fan 40 watt 6 hours per day and one bulb 100 watt 12 hours per day. और cost of electrical energy given है ₹4 per unit. तो इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी टोटल हम निकालेंगे. पहले फैन के लिए हमने कैलकुलेट किया एनर्जी इज पावर इनटू टाइम. सो पावर इज 40 वॉट, वो हमने मल्टीप्लाई किया टाइम के साथ 6. एंड देन बल्ब की पावर इज 100, वो हमने मल्टीप्लाई किया विद टाइम 12. तो इट कम्स आउट टू बी 0.24 किलोवाट आवर एंड 1.2 किलोवाट आवर रिस्पेक्टिवली. टोटल एनर्जी पर डे इन दोनों को ऐड करके निकाला हमने, विच कम्स आउट टू बी 1.44 किलोवाट आवर. एंड देन टू फाइंड आउट द टोटल बिल वी हैव मल्टीप्लाइड इट विद द रेट ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी, ₹4 पर यूनिट. सो वन डे का बिल आ गया आपका 5.76 रुपीज. ठीक है. ओके, सो यू हैव टू कैलकुलेट द इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल फॉर द मंथ ऑफ जून फॉर द फॉलोइंग डिवाइसेस. डिवाइसेस आर 4 फैंस हैं 40 वॉट 12 आवर्स पर डे and 2 bulbs 60 watt 10 hours per day. Rate of electrical energy is ₹4 per unit. Okay, so we have first calculated the total energy consumed by these 4 fans. So power into time 4, that is the number of devices, power 40, and the time which is used, that is 12 hours. So that is 1.92 kilowatt hour. Then for the bulbs, 2 bulbs हैं तो ये 2 का फैक्टर आ रहा है उसी वजह से, into power that is 60, time that is 10. So that becomes 1200 watt hour or 1.2 kilowatt hour. Total energy consumed per day will be the sum of these two. 1.92 plus 1.2 हो गया 3.12 kilowatt hour. अब टोटल बिल निकालना है, कॉस्ट. उसमें हम क्या करेंगे, रेट एट विच एनर्जी इज बीइंग कंज्यूम्ड, वो हो गया 3.12 पर डे. ठीक है, इंटू 30, वो हो गया नंबर ऑफ डेज, और 4 है कॉस्ट ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी पर यूनिट ₹4. सो मल्टीप्लाइंग वी गेट ₹374.4. So this is the bill for using these devices for the month of June.